We're out at Mt Beenak Orchids and we're taking a quick look around the glasshouse to look at the Oncidium Alliance or Oncidii group of orchids.
So we are just looking around the glasshouse at some of the Oncidiums in flower at the present time, generally referred to as the Oncidii Alliance. It encompasses a very large number of different genera that have been hybridised together to make various compound hybrids such as Miltassias, Beallaras, Odontiodas, Odontosidiums. But you don't need to know all the names. Just have a look around, see what you like, ask the grower, and if he thinks you can grow it, he'll let you know. Yes, so all the orchids we're looking at here are classified as Oncidii. They're all related to one another and they all grow in similar conditions, though some are stronger than others. This one's called Tan Treasure Puppy Love, which is a Wilsonara. This one is autumn falls colour, and that's called Odontioda Phoenix Flight. That's Odontioda Shelly by Odontioda George McMahon. So this is a Brassia, Charles Martin Fitch.
And you grow it in the same way as the...
Yes, they're a good deal stronger than some of the Odontiodas. A good choice for Australia. They like the warmer conditions, the bright light. Stamfordiense crossed with Euroskinneri. Widely in the European market, it's called Beallara Peggy Ruth Carpenter. It was bred in the United States by Milton Carpenter and probably produced in its millions in Europe. This is Oncidium Bitty, a primary hybrid between Odontoglossum Bictoniense and Oncidium tigrinum. So this is a Wilsonara called Vernal Aura, which has this almost variegated look in the flowers. And some people think it's virus, but these plants have been tested for years and certainly don't have virus. This is Odontioda Phoenix Flight crossed with Odontioda Warburton, one of our breeding here. Very striking patterns. And this is, well, we looked at one of these before. It's a Odontioda Shelly by George McMahon. The other one was pinky tone, and this one, as you can see, rusty red tones, which seedlings do all vary. They come from the same parents, but like your children, they're all a little bit different. So yeah, this is another one of the same cross. So we've looked at three of them now. They're all completely different, but all have a likeness, just as your children would have. Shelly by George McMahon. Okay, so this is Odontoglossum crispum, now called Oncidium alexandrae, which is one of the battles we've had with the nomenclature and all these orchids. They've all changed. But Odontoglossum crispum, as we prefer to call it, is the great grandparent of nearly all these big round flowered orchids we've been looking at. They come from Colombia, very cool growing and extremely beautiful, although this is not what I would call a good example of Odontoglossum crispum. So what we're looking at now is a Wilsonara Maui Howie fanciful, and it's one of the new Mericlone breed, and these are cloned rather than seedlings, so they all come the same or very similar, and widely available in the pot plant market. Okay, we're looking at here, this is bred from a Miltonia from Brazil, and that makes very good growing plants there. Slightly warmer growing and very vigorous. This is called Pacific Paranoia, other side of cool. I'm not sure who gives them all these names, but it's a pretty impressive orchid. It's actually faded off a bit now, but a lovely thing and very easy to grow. Okay, so this is, in the old terminology, Odontoglossum Bictoniense, now known as Rincasteel Bictoniense, comes from Guatemala. And interestingly, a friend of mine who collected these said these are the first orchids to inhabit the sides of the road after the new roads are put through, and mostly growing in the clay soil in the cutout on the side of the road. So an extraordinary plant, very vigorous. This is a mini spider orchid, bred from one of the smaller species and called Miltassia Orange Man. Now, it's only got a few flowers at the moment, but have quite a big spike on a mature plant. So this is Miltassia Yikes Lunatic Fringe. As I say, there's some people with great imaginations naming some of these plants, and there are thousands upon thousands of hybrids in the orchid world, and even in the Oncidium world. It was awarded last week. It's a rare albino form.
Has it got a name?
It's, yes, not a proper name yet. It's Odontoglossum pescatori crossed with Odontioda avaranches, which will have to be named.
In a separate video, we have a look at how to repot Oncidium orchids and related species. We look at general care techniques, watering, fertiliser and pest control. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for regular updates on orchids and all other aspects of gardening.